So number 1, algebra 2. I gave you this question. Y plus this 4 minus 7 minus 12 minus 6 is equal to 10 minus 14 minus 16, 0. So essentially what I want is you give me 4 numbers that will fit perfectly, so that when I add this matrix, which is 4 minus 7 minus 12 minus 6, it would give me 10 minus 14 minus 16, 0. That's what I want. So you ask yourself, what number do I add to 4 that will give me 10? And the answer is 6. So that's the first number you give me. The next thing, what do I add to negative 7 that will give me a negative 14? Well, it will have to be a negative 7. And then what do I add to negative 12 that will give me a negative 16? That would have to be a negative 4. And then what do I add to negative 6 that will give me a 0? That will be 6. That's all that was required of you for that problem. Number 2. I asked you, what is the percent change from 60 to 48? First of all, when you look at the problem, you should know that it should be a decrease, because you're going from 60 to 48. So we expect to find a decrease. I hope that makes sense. There's a decrease in number. So it should be a percent decrease. 60 minus 48, okay, is 12. 48 minus 60 is negative 12. If we take the difference between our new price and our old price and divide it by our old price times 100, we would get a percent, a negative percent, a decrease. So negative 12 over 60 times 100 would give us a negative 20%. So essentially 20% decrease is what I expect to see. There's a decrease from 60 down to 48. That's all I need, or I needed from that problem. And of course, if you choose to do 12 over 60 times 100, you get 20%, but then still, it's not a 20% increase. That would be different if I told you what was the change from 48 to 60. Then you would tell me a positive an increase. The next one says convert 60 meters, that's the British way of spelling it, R-E, 60 meters per second to kilometers. What you need to know is to know the key things for conversion. They are 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. Okay? And then 60 seconds will give you 1 minute. And 60 minutes will give you 1 hour. What they want the answer in is kilometers per hour. So let's get to work. First thing you do is you write down what you're given. 60 meters per second. You want to get rid of the old units and introduce new units that will be helpful in solving. So let's start. First, we want to get rid of the seconds, okay? 60 seconds will give us 1 minute. However, if you want to take seconds and make them into hours, you would have 3,600 seconds is equal to 1 hour. You might be wondering, how do I get that? This is how I get that. 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. Therefore, 60 minutes would be 60 times 60 over 1 in seconds, which is 3,600 seconds. 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. 60 minutes would be 60 times 60. Does that make sense? And then that's how I get 3,600 seconds. So 3,600 seconds, so the second would cancel second, gives me 1 hour. So I've converted it to meters per hour. But they want it in kilometers, okay? So I write meters on the bottom here. And on top, I write the equivalent, 1 kilometer. 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. This 0, and this 0 will cancel this 0, and that 0. So now, I don't need the third bracket. And all I need at this point is 6 times 36, which would give me 216 kilometers per hour. That's how you do that problem. You need to know the units of conversion. It's something you need in life as you go through mathematics. I asked you about the problem x minus 2, x plus 4, x minus 2, but I already solved that. All you need to do is you take this first one, you use FOIL method, and then you do what you have here times x minus 2, and that will give you x cubed minus 12x plus 16. And then, let's pause for a second. I'm going to stop.